In the previous movie, you learned that one of the most important pieces of information you need to know before you create a connection and contribute is what connection method is used to access the server hosting your website. Now, in almost all cases, your web hosting provider will be able to tell you this and you won't have to go digging around for the information. But I wanted to provide this movie here in case you still find this topic a little confusing. When we talk about connection methods, we're really talking about what language Contribute uses to communicate with your web server. And it's your job to let Contribute know what language to speak. Contribute then handles the rest. By far, the most common method used to connect to web servers for the purposes of transferring files back and forth is FTP, which stands for File Transfer Protocol. And chances are good that your web server uses this method. It's a fast and reliable way to transfer files. Now, one of the drawbacks of FTP is that it's a protocol with no built-in security. All information sent back and forth is sent in the clear, including your username, password, and the files themselves. People who deal with sensitive information on their websites tend to prefer SFTP, or Secure File Transfer Protocol, which adds encryption to the protocol, meaning that all the information is scrambled on one end and unscrambled on the other end. The other protocol choice you have is WebDAV, which is a newer method and is also a secure protocol. One of the nice capabilities of WebDAV is that it locks a file while it's being edited, so no two people can accidentally work on the same file at the same time. This isn't really important to Contribute CS3 users, though, because Contribute has its own built-in method of locking and unlocking files as you edit and publish them. And the last connection type you might find yourself using is local/network, which is what you'd use if your web server was running on your actual local area network, meaning that the computer you're using Contribute on is on the same network as the web server itself, and you're not connecting to it over the internet. Now, the truth of the matter is that you'll often have little choice over which protocol you use to connect to your site. That's determined entirely by the service hosting your site. Some hosts may be able to accommodate you if you prefer, say, SFTP over FTP, but generally you should figure out which method is used on the host server before you sign up with them if you can. Also keep in mind that in practice, you're not going to see any behavioral differences in Contribute based on which connection type you're using. All you're doing when you choose a connection method is telling Contribute what language to speak to the server, and Contribute handles that communication invisibly for you. Okay, so now that we understand a little bit more about connection methods, let's start looking at how we create connections in Contribute once we're armed with all the necessary information.